Welcome back to the desert of Bahrain, and the sky is clear, but the sun is down as we get everything set for the race. And of course, around such a brilliant circuit to boot, we could not be more excited about watching the drivers take on these 15 corners, majority left-handers, and a middle sector that is absolutely brutal on the tires, a rear bias track with a few front bias corners and plenty of overtaking opportunities, namely turns 1, 4, 8, and even 10. Position now, and the lights coming on. 3, 4, 5 of those red lights that we are so familiar with up on the table, and now the drivers are off. A great getaway by the looks of it for Freeware, as it looks like Charles gets swallowed up by the 2 racing points immediately behind the rest of the field, trying to duck and dive into the first corner with minimal contact and minimal damage, and by the looks of it, everybody playing nicely so far, and that is Freeware hanging on to the lead. Julian in second, Charles in third, from Neon Secret and Alex right behind him. Alex Gray gaining a position as well, and Shenjay already up into P11, Curbsy.
Positions as Fruity Loop is going to be the big loser so far, down 5 positions. He was down 6, is able to overtake Cole M there. As I was just watching Alex, great lockup as well. So a bunch of great starts here. It looks like I said Fruity Loop was the main loser, but it might be Charles so far. Down 2 positions to P4.
So very tight. Everything is up in the front here as well as in the back. We can see Ace Ritchie going side by side with Father Roger, locking up those hard tires into turn number 11, but getting the overtake done. Now, by the looks of it, Andrews, oh, we have a spinner there on exit from the final corner, and that is that Shenjay? No, that is not.
Zay.
That is Zay, that's right. You can see Morvik running right behind So Spicy here, the Renault driver around the outside of the Mercedes. Is he going to make this move stick? I believe he is. Still side by side. They go through the next section of corners. The Mercedes actually running into the back of the Renault, but Morvik for the time being pulling that move off. Now, he's got So Spicy and Ace immediately behind them. Ace, of course, carrying all sorts of speed with basically a double slipstream around the outside of Spicy. Or exit out of that final corner. He's squeezing that overtake button. You can tell to get right up close behind the Renault driver. He's going to go side by side, risk it down the inside of turn 1, and an absolute flawless move on the brakes allows Ace to get past the both of them in just a few corners. Wow.
On somebody attempting an overtake, as we have a yellow flag there, but it looks like it's all cleared up already as Secret runs wide, and that's going to cause Shenjay to go right around the inside, or right up the inside of the Red Bull, now chasing down another Red Bull of Alex the Great.
That crossover point is well and truly past, and Shenjay finds himself the much quicker car of this trio. Alex Great locks up on exit from the final corner, and Shenjay is going to say thank you very much with DRS open. This is a virtual wave by as he makes short work of Alex Great and elevates himself into P5.
I actually might have a couple timing glitches here. No, Freeware is also in the pit as well. So we're going to see 2 of the top 3 runners in the pit on lap 8, which is the normal strategy here, most likely soft, medium. Even though he's on what are considered the slower tires, remember, they are brand new. So as he's getting them up to temperature, he's all over the back of Cole M, who is our only driver who's picked up a time penalty so far. 3 seconds of time penalty for Cole M right there. And I can see Freeware moving up a little bit. That's because we have about 6 drivers in the box right now. The other 2 front runners race, because if they were looking at the one-stop strategy, which is what it appeared to be for Freeware and the Racing Point drivers, good luck with that, with the 3-second time penalty. If he's just going to stay out on track, which we might see at this point in time, and you know, that will be added towards the end of the race, as it looked like Alex the Great was able to get past Cole M there. So
to continue, we're going to jump on board with Charles for the time being, as he's right up on the back of Neon, taking the inside line on entry to the first corner. The Ferrari driver nails his braking point. Still, the pink Mercedes just on his side there through the first and second corners. Charles does squeak past, but is he going to be able to hold on to this position as Neon comes back at him with DRS, taking the inside of turn number 4. Side by side, they go wheel to wheel, leaving just barely enough room, and that is Neon back into P5. To streamline the process of checking in for races and even send drivers reminders 15 or 30 minutes ahead of the event, we're going to take a pause from that as Charles is looking to get Spicy down the inside of Neon into the first corner. They touch wheels on Apex, and once again, the Racing Point driver shows Charles the door and says no thanks. Banks corner, and Andrews, oh my goodness, it's so spicy, loses the rear end on exit from turn number 3. He had the move all but done, but unfortunately this is going to allow the Renault driver to take the inside line. Very, very careful, both of them, into turn number 4, and Andrews letting So Spicy go. We're on board with Charles, who's looking even more dangerous now than ever before, side by side with Neon, the switchback from the Racing Point driver, and beating the Ferrari on the traction. Absolute defensive clinic so far this race. Charles snapping out to the inside, taking a much earlier apex and shorting out his track here. Damage for the Racing Point car as he collides with Charles on corner exit, and this is going to be a huge, huge loss for Neon, as he's gonna have to spend the rest of this race without a front left end plate. Still, he goes side by side, and still, he gets Charles back through corner number 4.
Phenomenal call from you there. I'm so upset to see our main man Neon pick up damage there. You can see that front left end wing plate is entirely, that front wing end plate is entirely destroyed there. Chenjay has now collected both of them in just a couple of corners.
What incredible racing we're seeing so far.
Great racing, and you pointed out, Chenjay is only 6 seconds behind, so realistically all he has to do is stay within 3 seconds of free wear there in P1, and he's gonna...
driver as a bit of insurance, because otherwise he might fall easy prey to Chenjay when he reaches this pack. Charles now making his way past Neon on the back straight, squeezing that the Racing Point car off the track, and Ace is already in their rear view mirror. That is Neon making his way back past Charles, and now is Ace going to try a lunge into the first corner, getting so very close, but thinking better of it. He's going to try to beat these guys on the traction and perhaps try to have another 2 for 1.
And you know who they just went past there was the McLaren driver, Fruity Loop. I mentioned earlier, is this the Alfa Romeo going up the inside of Charles there? That's Ace. Richie is up here, and he's going to be able to overtake, and he's going to be into, what is that, P5? A great overtake, but it's not done just yet, is it? As Charles was fighting back there, and Ace just collected. Charles he's going to collect the Neon in just a couple corners time. Look at him, he's going to have DRS going down towards this long straight here.
Oh, and he is just blazing past his rival now. Wow, leave it to Charles to not back out of a single fight. We love that quality of the Ferrari driver. Almost a game of chess with these two drivers, because if he pushes it too far, there is no way to defend against the car if you've got a puncture on the final lap of the Grand Prix. That is Chenjay making his way past Julian, and is he going to make it a 2 for 1? Is Chenjay vying for the overtake of the week 2 weeks in a row? By all ways and means, it certainly looks that way, as he may be able to make a slam dunk overtake. Speaking of slam dunk overtakes, that is Anonymous up past Morvik into P9, but sliding out the rear on exit from 2. He's going to make himself very vulnerable to a counterattack. You can see expending as much ERS as he can, sticking to the inside line. The Renault driver is going to try to tough it out around the outside, but failing to do so as Anonymous shuts the door.
His own volition there to go ahead and go onto the sauce. We saw him pick up the fastest lap of the race so far, so working out for him, but he's 20 seconds behind Andrew in front. Remember, our last points position is going to be Morvik, sitting right there in P10 currently.
Drivers now going on board with Anonymous as he goes side by side once again with Morvik. This Williams and these two Renaults have been at it for the entire race as well, and side by side they go into sector 2 now, locking wheels through turn number 5, turn number 6, approaching 7, now 8. Anonymous takes the inside line, and will he be able to keep this position, or will the Renault driver be able to switch back on him? He does, but Anonymous in the Williams managing just to squeak it out in front of the next car,
who is 0.3 seconds behind Freeware, so you'd imagine he has a great shot at P3 today.
That's right, and the two Renaults as well as the Williams of Anonymous going nearly 3 wide on the back straight there, as Morvik once again makes it past Anonymous. Now his teammate lining up to the outside of the Williams, locking up his wheels though, running wide in turn 4, and Anonymous just hangs on to his position. That is right, that is Julian and Freeware going side by side now, while being very close. This has not happened very frequently, but that is Freeware, or forgive me, did I say Ace? I meant Freeware. Freeware once again defending quite aggressively and actually picking up DRS on the next straight. We've got Big Shooter predicting on our Twitch feed that Chenjay will get P1, Julian P2, and Ace will get P3.
Well, what's going on with Chenjay? Chenjay's off!
Oh,
Chenjay
no.
is off!
Oh, is that a puncture? Could that be a puncture for Chen Jie?
Rear left puncture. Rear left puncture for Chen Jie. Oh, no, the AlphaTauri driver.
And it will most likely be Julian taking the race victory as they accelerate down the final time on the start-finish straight. Freeware will cross the line in first. Julian will pick up the win from Freeware's penalties, a deja vu from last week, and Ace slotting himself into second on the podium, picking up important points for the championship once again. Nonetheless, great effort from him and great effort from our Racing Point driver, taking it home, being patient behind Freeware, and scoring that valuable victory for his team